All right, guys, what's going on? So today we're gonna go ahead and do the video for the Camber kit. These are for the RSX, the EM2, and as well as for the EP3. This is the vehicles that will work for. Now, this is specifically for those cars that will not work for different cars. People ask that question, believe it or not. So we're gonna go ahead and cover the difference between the rubber bushings and then the spherical, and then some of the upgrades that we also did to the Camber kit overall. Now, one thing I will say is if you're all-wheel drive, I will highly recommend to do this. Now, it's not just specifically for the all-wheel drive people, okay? So if you're front-wheel drive, this will work exactly the same. And there's a reason why I say for the all-wheel drive, because we have the spherical bushing here, and this allows us to actually move this, as you can see here. So on the all-wheel drive, when you use the CRV or you use the element trailing arm and the hub, our wheels no longer sit true in the center. So you are going to have a lot of stress here on the regular OEM or aftermarket that just about everybody just sells this stuff, the rubber bushing. So what we ended up doing is did this spherical, and this gives us a lot more adjustment. So you can see here. So you can see, I'm gonna try to do this one hand. So honestly, once it stay there and it's stationary, you're able to pivot this left or right without having to cause a lot of stress like you would here. And that's the issue that I was having on my all-wheel drive RSX, that it was causing a lot of stress on this. And anytime I was trying to line it up, it was near impossible, because what happens when you go all-wheel drive, like I was saying, your thing no longer sits in the center. The hub, it actually gets pushed, I believe, a little bit back. I have to double check, or a little bit forward. But with this, you're able to have the adjustment to go forward or back as you wish, because again, our bushing is spherical here, and it allows us to do that. So just a quick overlook. We did stainless steel hardware with this the nuts here as well, and also here. And then some of the grease they use here is just what is it called, anti-seize. I gotta look at the bottle again. So that just prevent anything from seizing up. And then here you can see the big changes that you can actually see from what's available in the market and what we actually are doing. Obviously this will work, but we just wanted to go all out, guys. We wanted to give you guys the best that we can, and I believe we did. And I mean, you can honestly see the difference here, and you can see the difference on this. So look at that. So that's one of the big steps that we ended up doing, was we wanted something a lot sturdy, and this is just, it works, but man, if you can make it better and it can just be overall better performance part, I mean, we all in for it. So that's one thing we ended up doing. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on our all-wheel drive RSX and show you how that's gonna be looking. But that is one of the things that I do want to cover and be upfront with it. If you all-wheel drive, I will highly recommend to do this part right here, just because you will have a difficult part lining up that. And it's just, I don't know if you can really tell, but in person you can tell mine was already bending from all the stress that was causing it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw in the car. Super simple. It's 217 here, and then we have the 17 here as well, and then we're able to back the both up, and we're gonna go ahead and replace this one. So it's really nothing out of the ordinary. One thing I would recommend is to, when you take the OEM one out, or if you have like an aftermarket, I would highly recommend to adjust it. So you can see here, this one's actually off a little bit, not much, is to adjust it to the same length. That way you will need a new alignment, but if you need to drive the car there, your alignment's not going to be completely off. You're not going to have positive or extremely negative camber. So do line it up. So that's what I've been doing on my car. I line it up, make sure the true hole, the bolts are all completely, and then I'll match the distance from here as well, just so I know I won't have crazy issues driving the car to the dyno and you know, having crab walk, I guess you can say that. So we're gonna go ahead and throw in the car, and so we're gonna go ahead and install this. I haven't driven my car here in a while, so that's why you see the rotor's a little rusty. So I'm gonna need a new set here soon. So one thing I want to show you guys about the all-wheel drive, when you use the CRV or the element, you can see how this is straight this way, and if I were to put it on my car, they always needed to sit in an angle like that. So you can see how it sits. It doesn't sit true straight. So the thing with this, they're spherical, so it's able to give us that play without putting all that stress on the rubber bushing right here. So we'll go ahead and swap them out. I already go ahead and took this out, and I'm gonna go ahead and take I already took this one out, so I just got to take that one out and show you how that's going to look. So we got the new one put on, guys, and this is why people ask me why is the spherical one better. And here, let me give you a quick look. So you can see here, we're able to move it left and right, and that piece still stays solid there. So you can see that we're able to move it, and the spherical piece stays intact. And this, see what I mean? So once it's locked in, it's gonna be locked in, and it can just move like this, but it's not gonna move forward or back once you lock it in place. So that is one of the reasons, unlike the rubber one, that is just going to be stationary forward back. So this is what I mean. If you overdrive and you're using the CRV or the Element trailing arm, these pieces are going to be very, very crucial to your component here. As you can see here, mine's already starting to crack and wear out very quickly, and it's just putting a lot of stress on it, and it's kind of already benting a little bit. I can see it here. So with this one, it's just going to be overall a lot better. Not having to have that stress on that rubber bushing, because since we have the spherical there at the end, so as you can see here, we can move it literally forward and back as you wish. So you can see here. So go ahead and bolt that up, and then we should be good to go.